Alright guys, the growth of Bitcoin price scenario which we expected is continuing to play out. Yesterday, when the price was attacking this resistance, the volume distribution was very specific, and especially the shorter time frame looked interesting when we saw the most of the volume under the red candles, while the green candles were at a very low volume, which means that the most of the order book was concentrated at the buy side, so it was very easy to move upwards. Also, Bitcoin dominance was growing a bit faster than the growth of the price of Bitcoin, and this also meant that, as usually in this case, we may see the continuation of the growth of Bitcoin above certain resistance level. I was posting this thing in the Telegram group yesterday, and indeed this played out, guys. Now we see that the price is forming an ascending channel, having higher highs, higher lows, so everything is pretty organic with some consolidation periods. And I must tell you right away that I don't see any signs of the possible correction from this point. The only one question for me is where the price will stop its growth. In fact, we don't have a very sharp growth right here, and it's very tricky because if you look at the ratio between BTC longs and BTC shorts, you would see that it is continuing to go lower, similar to what happened before when Bitcoin surged from $5,000 to $8,000. So if the price of Bitcoin would have something like this, like a sharp, fast growth, that would lead to a lot of the liquidation of the shorts, or some of them will be closed by the stop orders. However, with a relatively smooth growth, people opening short positions, they still hope that there might be some pullback. Maybe $10,000 will be hard to break, and also they remember that gap on CME futures, so the number of shorts is continuing to grow. And considering the ratio of the longs and shorts going even lower while the price is going higher, we may say that the buyers are really strong right now because they are actually not only pushing the price higher but also overcoming the pressure from the short positions. So I'm afraid that as soon as the price will go to the new high, we will see number of shorts going higher and higher until they will panic and something like this will happen, and on this move we will see even faster growth of the price of Bitcoin. Moreover, I must tell you about the dependence between the price and the ratio between the price of Bitcoin to Korean won and dollar, which is known as kimchi-premium, meaning that Koreans tend to pay for Bitcoin a bit more because it's hard to play arbitrage from Korea. And what is happening recently from March, this premium is going higher and higher, meaning that Koreans are rather bullish on Bitcoin, except this very specific case when this ratio dropped, and it basically happened before the price surging from $5,000 to $8,000, when many people expecting that the level of $6,000 will be an area for a pullback for the price, and probably Koreans also sold their Bitcoins, but then as soon as the price started to rise and pinning through this area, they returned to the same pattern. So actually right now we see again that this pattern is broken and this ratio is going lower. This is another signature of an upcoming rise of the price of Bitcoin, and I would expect something similar to this to happen. So all these things are pretty much consistent. Meanwhile, on a daily time frame, a lot of people are saying that, you see, these highs are going higher, but on RSI we actually have a lower high right here. You see, the high is lower. Well, it's actually incorrect because you can't compare this high and this high and eliminate this one. What would be a proper thing to do is to compare these two highs, and also the final high is not established yet. We have this one which is almost at the same level as this, but in order to make a proper conclusion we need to have a high of the RSI to be properly shaped, something like here, and only then we may say that, okay, there is a divergence or convergence. Right now we can't say anything about that. So there is no contradiction between the price action and RSI at the moment. Moreover, as it was recently noticed and mentioned by Philip, we have a monthly MACD bullish cross. And indeed, after his post, actually we see the continuation of the growth, and right now the histogram of MACD is becoming green. If we'll return to the history, the time when it happened in the previous cycle, was in January 2016, which was already at a very established point of the bull market. If we'll switch to the logarithmic scale, you will see it was around here. Something like stochastic and RSI also look pretty normal. We have a lot of room to growth for both, so I don't really see any hidden divergences or something like that. What we must consider, though, in my opinion, is that right now we have this $10,000 level, and although there is a very high chance that we will pierce this level through the same way as we break $6,000 level, but still here we may have some of the resistance, especially considering a lot of the people trying to open their short positions at this zone. And also we can extend this resistance line to this area, and also this channel is somewhere around here intersecting this resistance, and $10,000 is also here. So indeed at some point we may see the price slowing down in this area, but probably not having a major correction. Also, we could draw the Fibonacci retracement from the previous high to the low in December 18th. And recently we actually broke this 38.2% retracement level, which was around $9,500. Now we are above it, and the next level is 50% at $11,500. In fact, I wouldn't really consider this level as a strong one, but many people will look at it. And also there is a peak of this level in 2018. Again, people will look at it and people will consider it as a zone for the pullback and maybe even a correction. So if the price will go above $10,000, I would say that this 11,500 will be the zone where we may consider to maybe close some of the long positions in a profit. And if you are risky, maybe even open your short position, which I wouldn't really recommend. And a bit higher, somewhere around $13,500, we have a stronger point of a Fibonacci map, 61.8%, where I think the pullback, in my opinion, is much more likely to happen. But of course, we need to make a lot of the growth in order to reach this point, so let's not rush those events. The last thing which I was going to mention is that we still have our dominance going higher and higher, so that scenario about the growth of Bitcoin relatively to altcoins is still valid, and I don't really see that it may change. So instead of returning back to 55% or something like that, as it was really possible, Bitcoin didn't stay in the sideways price action long enough, so we are returning to the higher value of the dominance. So altcoins are bleeding right now. So first level to reach I would consider to be 63-64%. But if Bitcoin will continue the rally and make it as crazy as it was before, so we could easily see additional 10% growth from the previous low, as we see right here. So from 58 or something to maybe 68, it would be really possible. In that case, of course, altcoins will drop even more, although they are dropping only with respect to Bitcoin. Dollar-wise, they are doing not bad, but this doesn't help if you want to increase the stack of your Bitcoins with altcoins outperforming it. Alright guys, this is pretty much it. I would like to end the video with a little bit of announcement that from Sunday I will have a 2-week trip, and I will probably not be able to upload videos as regular as I do, but still I will try to do them daily, or at least as frequent as possible, and post some updates on Telegram, so please bear with me. But until then, I wish you safe trading and thank you for watching.